October 7th edition of Donovan Bailey Running Things is two guys wearing green. Jason Portuondo alongside my brethren, the living legend. We didn't even coordinate this. It just happened, did it not?
Listen, man, you're a good-looking guy, and at the end of the day, I mean, you're clearly a very fashionable guy. So I'm just trying to keep up. No, this is my T-shirt. See, this is Immunity. This is another one of my companies. So we're selling something. That's what we're doing. Vitamins. Go to any vitamin store next to you. And Jason is wearing a golf shirt because it's 27 degrees in Canada.
That's it. You can find me at a tee box near you. That's exactly it. Welcome to the program. We appreciate all the love and support you've given us over the years. Please continue to like, share, follow, download, subscribe, be a part of this podcast. This is a special edition of Donovan Bailey Running Things. My man here is going to give us his year-end award winners. So it's going to be, what are we going to call this? Our version of the Baileys? Is that what we're going to call this? maybe a little sponsorship, right? Maybe a little sponsorship, right? It just works, does it not?
We're pushing liquor now. We're good.
That's Bailey's. That's what it is. So, yeah, good to see you, man. It was a phenomenal 2025. We're going to try to capture most of the moments, and possible, obviously, to capture them all. But, man, what a year it was on the track.
Yeah, it was actually phenomenal. You're right. I mean, one of the great things about my sport, about our sport, is that every single year, a star is born. Every single year.
Yes.
And 2025 was season. 2025 is no different. Season 5 of the podcast, was no different. There, we're always blessed to have incredible, talented folks, and we saw a few superstars in the making this year. We saw some people, saving their seasons by, pulling it out in the last minute. But all in all, man, we saw some incredible performances, and this is the end of 2025. But yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about, and probably some great memories to recoup.
Oh, 100%. And the funny thing is, on the guys' side, I kind of felt like we were passing the baton kind of week to week. It went from Azus and Beanie was hot, Big Derek was hot, and here comes Thompson, little Seville, Lyle's in the mix. Obviously, we got Taboho, blah, blah, blah. On the women's side, though, let's start with the ladies, because it seemed like it was one lady just stealing the headlines from tip to tail. I know Julian was also a part of the mix, but let's begin with your top female sprinter of the year. I'm guessing it's going to be a lady with 3 names, one of which is hyphenated, a couple of which are hyphenated at the back end there.
Oh, come on, now it's Melissa. It has to be. I mean, what's her married name? Melissa
Jefferson Wooden.
Yeah, well, I know it. I just want you to repeat it.
Yeah,
she gave me a shout out, man. So she's excellent sprinter. Now, listen.
Yes,
here's the thing. Here's what's awesome about what she's done. And this does not take away from anybody else. She started the season running well. She managed her season very well. Her staff and her agent definitely understood that they wanted her to be the greatest sprinter this year, and to be at her best at the World Championships, which is at the end of the season. That's not usually the case for major championships, and so she has to have female Sprinter of the Year. She started early in the season, consistent, no excuses. Got up every single day, from the Grand Slam, Diamond League, right to the World Championships. Man, she absolutely deserves every single thing that she's getting. Worked her ass off, and definitely deserved the crown this year.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, it's hard to argue with perfection, right? And that's exactly what Melissa Jefferson Wooden was in 2025. And she capped it off beautifully. First U.S. woman to capture the sprint double at the Worlds. Hard to believe I'm saying that, but that is a fact. Only the 4th ever to do it. DB, my only question is, what do you possibly do for an encore if you're her in 26.
Well, here's the thing. In track and field, Melissa's young.
Right.
She has incredible upside, and you can't even be considered. Well, first of all, she's got the crown today, and let's
Yes.
say that 2025 undoubtedly runaway victor. For the queen of the sprints. But you can't rest on your laurels, man. Next year is 2026. There's no real major championships. There's the ultimate. I think that it's called the ultimate. Is it the ultimate challenge or the ultimate championship, something like that? That the IAF is doing right now, which is it's really going to be the end of the season, where the best athletes going to race against each other.
Right.
But World Championships come back around again in 27, and then we have the Olympics in 28. So the Olympics in 28 with Melissa, that's a home championships. She is in LA and
Right.
she's young, and there's probably going to be a whole lot of pressure on her. So what do you do as an encore? Be consistent, maybe run indoors next year a little bit. Again, the consistency for me with her is just to stay healthy. Be consistent, stay healthy. In 2020, in 2026, go outdoors, win the world champion, win the Diamond League, and then prepare for 27, which is a world championships coming up again, which is the same thing that happened this year, and then on to LA. So at the end of the day, it's one, staying consistent, and two, being healthy, and understand that, man. I mean, we're going to talk about some of the young ladies that are coming.
Yes.
So at the end of the
We'll
day,
get
I
to
mean,
that.
for her, my wish really is for her to stay healthy, stay consistent. Her year this year was well planned, well organized. I mean, I'm seeing her doing interviews, so she's also a fantastic ambassador for the sport. So, man, you know what? This is a great year for her. And again, I say this often, but there are a couple of young athletes that I see, male and female, that our sport is in great hands, by having people like this being our spokesperson and ambassadors.
Fair enough. By the way, yes, World Athletics Ultimate Championship. It's brand new. It's a biennial event, 3 days. It's September in 2026, Budapest. I do believe $10 million up for grabs. So yeah, looking forward to that, and it will definitely help fill in the gap as you talked about with no worlds, and then looking forward to 2028 in terms of USA,
I didn't
LA,
realize.
and
Hold on,
yeah,
Jason. Let me jump in here for a second. I didn't
yes,
realize it's a 3 day thing. So
yes.
this is Sepco's answer to the
There you
Michael
go.
Johnson Grand Slam.
There
Wow,
you go. There you
man,
go. It's
talk
all
about a
coming
slap in the
together nice.
face.
And
Competition now.
yeah, oh yeah. And we're talking 10 million US, right? So that's about
What?
a gazillion Canadian, right? Because obviously we're on our side of the border while we're talking about this. Just quickly wrapping up the top sprinter on the women's side, maybe an honorable mention going to Julian Alford. She did win the Diamond League final. She did pop off that 10.76. She was consistent this year. Biggest threat, if you can say that, to Melissa Jefferson Wooden. And she did finish third at Worlds, had the hamstring, had to pull out of the deuce.
Well, there's an honorary mention of two people. Julian
Oh,
Alford. Like I tell you before, she has a fifth or sixth gear. I know this, right? I mean, and hey, coming in as the reigning champion, it's always hard to maintain the crown when the target's on your back or on your chest or on your forehead, man. And yeah, you know what? She pulled it off. I mean, she came in, made finals, whatever the injuries were and whatever she was dealing with, he actually got in there, ended up on the podium. So absolutely honorary mention to her.
mm-hmm.
But the biggest honor for me goes to Shelly-Ann Fraser. Shelly-Ann Fraser retiring. Shelly-Ann
Yes.
Fraser retiring in Japan. That where she started. She started with a bronze medal. She finished with a bronze medal. So it was it bronze or silver? Silver.
Silver. Started with a
Silver.
silver,
Absolutely.
ended with a silver. That
So
was obviously in the 4x1.
right. But I'm saying to you that for I mean, speaking of I was just speaking of Melissa as the queen. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Shelly-Ann Fraser is undoubtedly the queen of track and field right now. She's gonna ride off in the sunset, and whatever she chooses to do, I'm probably gonna support her. She a great ambassador, a phenomenal human being outside of track, clearly one of the most decorated sprinters that ever walked the face of the earth or sprinted the face of the earth. So I have to, there's no way that I'm going to go through this podcast and not mention her.
100%. I used up my 1,000, so I'll use this 100 for. You're right,
You're
Kelly
going
has
backwards.
done so much for us, and it's time now. I feel with Gal if I go do a fair thing. So we'll keep an eye on her with Afimi, obviously that her line, and that's her future now. Guy's side, bit of a tougher, decision in terms of top sprinter because Lyles was good. Obviously, Seville was good. Thompson ran the fastest race of any man on the planet this year in the hundreds. So who gets your Bailey?
Wow, dude, this wasn't tough at all. I mean, I'm just saying to you
Okay.
that it wasn't tough. I'll tell you what though, there was some incredible competition because you just mentioned all the names, right? And also you forgot Bednarik, right?
Yeah, he
So
was in there as well.
there
Yeah.
was probably, I mean, listen, at the start of the year, um, I thought that Sembini was going to win the World Championships the way he started,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
We saw with Thompson, he doesn't compete every weekend, so you didn't see him throughout. But when he showed up to the track, he was always dropping a bomb, right? We saw Noah Lyles all year, who was also a great ambassador for our sport. He's always in the news, and he always doing. He might be some antics, doing something crazy, but Noah Lyles is one of the greatest ambassadors for our sport, and also he's laying it down on the track. And then we had Oblique Seville, who lit it up a couple of times. He's unafraid of competition, and he's definitely unafraid of Noah, right? I
Okay,
thought
and we
that.
know who the nominees are. Open the envelope and tell me who gets your Bailey.
Well, I mean, listen, Oblique Seville, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, I
Okay.
think that
All right.
Oblique's been hovering around the edges. First of all, he's young. Again, let's talk about this. The kid
Yeah.
in his early 20s. Oblique Seville is young. And Oblique Seville has been hovering around the edges for a couple of years, right? I mean, he's in a great structure, great training program, great, great things, great group in Jamaica. And obviously, when you've got like, when your mentor is the greatest sprinter on earth, then you realize that this kid, one, probably had a lot of pressure, probably folded under the pressure every year before this year, right? So he has to, this year, Oblique Seville is the king of the sprints. Absolutely gets the crown. He lit it up. Dude, this guy ran 9.8 in London in the rain,
That
right?
was
So I'm
yeah.
like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
just saying to you, like, he invited Noah, invited him, gave him a hug in Kingston, Jamaica, and then slipped him, right? In front of the home crowd. So I'm so happy that he got to Japan this year. He understood the pressure, embraced it, ran an incredible race, took victory from everybody. That's why he's the king of 2025.
Yes, and I love the way you mentioned age because our sport, obviously one that you perfected, I just talk about it. But anyways, at 24 for Melissa, Oblique's 24, Kashane is 24. These are all
Right.
young stars still, rising. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Oblique, you're right. 977 PB to win the worlds. He beat Noah not once, not twice, thrice this year in
Three,
2025.
three times, three times.
Exactly. And he won his first Diamond League in London. He did basically everything. He's the first world champion for Jamaica over 100 meters since you know who back in 2015. So I cannot, argue with Oblique Seville as your choice. And then, like you said, maybe honorable mentions going to Kashane, Noah Lyles. And hey, Noah, again, speaking of which, 4 consecutive 200-meter wins at Worlds, tying both. That's impressive as well.
Consistency, man.
Yeah.
Consistency. Listen, I mean, you can't. Here's the thing. And again, this is not a criticism. I know that the kids of today, they want to talk about injecting themselves, being, in GOAT conversations. But I love the fact that Noah is consistent. Noah supports the sport. Noah definitely builds his brand. And Noah's out there every single day doing his thing. So yeah, I mean, hey man, consistency is a thing. He's got the ultimate championships next year, just like Melissa. Then Worlds coming up again in 27, and he has a home Olympics in 28. man,
Right.
that's going to be fire. That's
Yeah.
going to be fire.
Whew. Just tuning in, you're missing out already because we've got some things we've discussed in terms of our Baileys, in terms of Donovan giving us his year-end award. So far, his top female sprinter of the year, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, top male sprinter of the year, Oblique Seville. Give me your breakthrough athlete from 2025. Maybe like your rising star, somebody who just really came out, made a big splash, and it's a big stepping stone to what's ahead. Good ladies first.
First, I mean, you said female or male?
Female
or
first.
either.
Ladies first.
Well, listen, dude, for the ladies. I mean, I've got to go. Well, I mean, I'm going to start with Tina.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Tina because I think that Tina Clayton from Jamaica. For the people who don't know, for the average person who's just a sports fan, this young lady, Tina, bronze medalist, is going to take over track and field with her sister.
She got silver.
I'm telling you, man.
Silver.
Oh, listen, I'm getting it all wrong.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all good.
So,
you just keep me on my toes.
Huh?
You just keep me on my toes. I know. I'm listening.
Dude, well, thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. But I'm just saying to you that the Clayton twins of Jamaica are going to take over track and field. I mean, I think obviously we're talking about Tina now being, she's what, 20? She's 20 or she's 20, 21?
Yep.
She's young.
Young.
She's very young, people. And I think that we're on the cusp of seeing the dominance of Jamaica coming back, and it's going to be led by Tina and Tia. It's going to be led by them. I think that the breakout is for her to get to again, walk in the mouth of the lion in Japan, in front of the whole world. Jamaicans are the greatest fans in the world, but they're probably the most critical fans in the world. So they expect only the best. And to see this young lady, train, get ready, her sister being injured, and they come in and they do what they do, man. Tina does what she does is incredible.
Right.
So I think that Tina and her sister. I got to do both. I got to do both.
Right.
People, they're twins. They look alike. They run alike. They're both hellified fast. I'm telling you, man. I think Melissa and Julian and all the other ladies coming back next year are going to have a battle on their hands with both of these ladies. I mean, it's going to be something.
Yeah, it is. And 21. I never can remember if they're 20 or 21, but I do remember they're the same age. I do remember that much. So yeah. So congratulations, yeah, Tina. She got the silver in the 100. Obviously, she got her first senior title. Yeah, senior title in the Nationals at National Stadium, running a 10.81, and she got silver in the 4x1. So both Clayton sisters were a part of that. Rising star on the guy's side. Where are you going there?
Oh, it's got to be Gout. Has to be.
Okay.
Has to be. It has to be, man. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of young athletes, early 20s. I mean, obviously, here's what we're looking at, people.
Okay.
Oblique Seville is 24. So he's at the top of the food chain right now. Right? Gout's in high school. Gout is 17 years old. Man, that guy has to go back and have to ask permission to go on recess, man. Come on. So I think that the fact that his Gout's management and federation felt that he was mature enough at 17 as a high school athlete to get thrown to the wolves, and he was not afraid, is incredible. The upside on him is fantastic. I mean, he's one. Gout needs to hit the weight room, so we know that already, right? Number two, we know he's going to grow already because he's 17 years old, right? And obviously, there's a lot of biomechanical things that him and his coach are going to work on. So I'm just saying to the stand-up person, again, there's a lot of athletes between 17 and 24. There's a lot of males, I'm saying to you. Because we know, like, regardless, when you're looking at the overall world championships, we talk about the Americans, we talk about the Jamaicans, we talk about the Brits, we talk about the Canadians, and we forgot about an entire continent of Africa. And they're all Every one of them, South Africans, Botswanans, Zimbabweans, they're all coming. And they all are unafraid right now. However, the standout for me, has to be Gaga. At 17, making it out of the heats into the semis is great, man. Great for him.
1984 is what he ran in the Australian Championships back in April, but it was not wind legal. But still, I don't care. You're in 1984. Damn, that is quick. And I didn't realize this. Apparently, he came this close to being in the same country where we're residing right now because his parents, back in the day, coming from South Sudan, they said Australia or Canada. That was a choice they had to make. And they chose, obviously, Australia over Canada. But he could have been here. He could have been here, but maybe everything works out well because we're looking forward after the Olympics in Los Angeles 2028, Brisbane in 2032. So everything happens for a reason, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're right there. That was a solid pick.
I'm telling you I think that I'm looking at what the future holds, right? And so at 17, if this kid is trying to light it up against the best people in the event this year, then he's gonna come get him next year. And if you don't get him next year, he's got 26. And if you don't get him that next year, if he doesn't get him next year, he's got 27. And I'm just saying to you, like, he's coming. And it's kind of like this force that it's coming, it's a hurricane, and what you gotta do is just either prepare for it or get the hell out of the way.
He could win the Rising Star Award for the next 4 or 5 years. Good.
I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, he's 17. I think Brian Lavelle, I'm going to throw him in the mix as well as a 21-year-old. I think he had a breakthrough campaign. He ran 1964, getting the bronze, obviously at Worlds. He ran 1969, winning gold in Hungary. And don't forget about the 982. That 982 time was the fourth fastest in 2025. That was in Austria. So Brian Lavelle, man.
No, here's the thing, Jason. I mean, apologies to Brian. I'm just saying to you that you asked me about Rising Star. I actually consider Brian a star already.
Okay.
I consider him. I'm just saying to you that you first of all, I mean, yes, he messed up at the trials in Jamaica, so he didn't make the 100-meter team, right? I mean, I think that all of you all out there are fools to believe that if Brian Lavelle made the team, the 100-meter team in Jamaica, that Jamaica would not have swept.
Jam done.
Swept.
Done.
It is crazy for you. You know that, right? So I'm just saying to you that I don't consider him a rising star because I'm saying to you that he is here today. He is here to drop licks today. He's gonna drop licks in the 100 next year. He's gonna drop licks in the deuce next year. So I'm just saying to you that we know potential. God's gonna get thrown into a race. Brian Lavelle has come to drop licks next year. So I don't consider him a rising star. I consider him there already.
All right. It wasn't all gravy. It wasn't all golden moments. For some athletes, it's a year they just rather forget. So you and I both golf. We don't take mulligans anymore. We used to. But if you could give a mulligan to an athlete just because it just wasn't their year, whether it be through injury or off-track stuff or whatever. Let's start on the women's side. Who would get your mulligan? Just forget about 2025. Let's move on to 26. Who would that be?
You know what? I wanted Sambini to be on the podium.
Oh, he went guys first? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, well, we're gonna go guys first. Sorry. Okay. It's just I have a thought. So
you go with it,
I wanted him to be on the podium. Just because I think that he's been such a consistent guy, like a nice guy. He is certainly leading the charge of the new South African sprinters, the young Walazi and a few of the others. So I wanted him to make the finals. I wanted to be on the podium. I'm very certain that Omanyala is probably in the same boat where where he probably, again, these guys start up very fast at the start of the season, and the expectations for them to be on the podium. But I think that I wanted Sambini, and I think just because he's been doing the job, and then he's also the mentor. So whatever he decides to do next year, for me, I'll advise him. I'm like, hey man, you're running sub 10 today. You're still winning Diamond League competition. you look like you're walking right into being the head coach or the administrator of South African athletics. So continue on that. If you are still running fast, stay on the track. Your relay team certainly, not only is your relay team going to make it, but the young athletes that you have that are trailing behind you, they are also hungry to do the individual stuff. So for me, I just yeah, I wanted Connie to be in the finals, and I wanted him to win. I just he just seems like a nice kid.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And anytime you can break any one of Bolt's records, it's worth noting. And of course, it was
Amen.
Bolt who had 10 consecutive seasons running sub 10. And he
Mhm.
broke that this year, 11 consecutive years of running sub 10. So yeah, Zimbini started off hot, didn't have the ending that he wanted. I'm gonna go with a different African. I'm gonna just shout out to Boho. I mean, injuries here and there,
Oh,
that's part of sports, but I think he needs a do-over coming up for next season.
I mean, you're correct on that. I mean, Lestile, um, well, I mean, listen, the World Relay Championships is in Barcelona next year, and remember that the Boho came back and came back and dropped licks on the Americans for in the mile relay. So I'm just saying to that, yeah, whatever it is that I mean, and, Taboho, I don't. If he's one of those guys that if he's injured or he's dealing with some niggles in his body, he's probably not gonna say anything to anybody, right? He just kind of goes out and does his job. So yeah, I mean, again, I just think that for me personally, I'm not gonna change, my pick.
No,
But
no.
when I look at Taboho, I just think that in the 100 he had a bad day at the office, and the 200 might have had a bad day at the office. All
Okay.
this, remember we talked about Melissa, Jason, where you're talking about training, balancing competition, rest, nutrition, and all the other stuff that you have to do, balancing life. So I mean, I think that he's also very young. So we forget. I mean, we've been talking about him since he was 15 years old. So I'm
Yeah.
saying you forget that he's early 20s. So at the end
20.
of the day, right? So at the end of the day, I think again, this is an established star to me. Brian, the Moho, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I'm just saying that same guys, right? Same guys. So I mean, so you've got a great pick also, and
Mhm.
certainly there's an argument for him. But yeah, he did come back and he ran a hellified leg in the mile relay. So I think he's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And 22. He's still very young. And you said bad day at the office, right? Anybody can have one of those, right?
Right.
Melissa didn't have one. Melissa did not have one. Staying with the ladies, who would get your mulligan in terms of that side? Because obviously it was a tough year for many. Who would you just give a little bit of a delete and repeat for 2026?
Man, you know what? First of all, I love this sport. I love track and field. It's made me globally renowned, right? And so I'm gonna pick Sharika Jackson,
Okay.
right? I'm gonna pick Sharika, and I mean, and I might do a 1A with Shakari because I want to see that. I want to see that rivalry. I want to see them both being at their best, right? But Sharika first. I mean, Sharika is, hey man, one of the fastest females over the 400 meters, 200 meters, 100 meters. One of the best overall, female conquerors on this planet. And I think that, obviously, dealing with injuries, scheduling, race rust, whatever it is, right? I think that she deserved to be. Anyways, she needs a do-over, like you said.
Yep.
Like you,
Yep.
I think that Sharika needs a do-over. I also think that with Shakari, same thing. I mean, listen, man, off-track crap, drama, whatever, on-track drama. I mean, for me, it's about functionality, balance, training, nutrition, preparation, and whatever else that you need to do to get in between the blocks or get in between the lines and be at your best. I personally want to see these ladies, these two, at least these two ladies. I mean, I can only pick one, but I'm picking two. So at the end of the
Okay.
day, I want to see these two ladies at their very best. We're expecting Elaine to come back, hopefully, and she's healthy. But yeah, I mean, I think that I would then for both of these ladies, Shakari and Sharika, I definitely think that they both deserve a mulligan, and hoping to see them healthy, happy, and in fine form in 2026.
Hit that reset button. I'm going to say Gabby Thomas, big fan of hers, and
Ooh,
obviously
yes.
Chile just mashed things up for her. So you know what? We're looking forward to that. I'm going to give out a couple of 400 awards quickly. You know me, I like to go a little bit longer than just the sprints. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone for finally breaking Sonia Richards-Ross American record. I say finally because it seems like she's had chances and just kind of nibbling at it, but did it a couple times. She runs a
Let me
47.78, right?
let me inject
Go ahead.
quickly on that.
Interject. Go ahead.
Sydney Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is the world record holder in the 400 meters.
I knew you were going to say
Is
that. Yes, sir. Okay,
is
okay.
is the world record holder. I'm
All
just
right, I'm
saying,
marking that
is the
down.
world record holder on
And
the
that was a
Bailey
strong field
Encyclopedia.
cheat feet, right? Marilady,
Right.
Lady Paulina was in there. The Dominican and Salwa Eid Nasser was also in there from Bahrain. So congratulations to her. And then Colin Kebenichipi. Kebenichipi is 21 years old, the first Botswanan male athlete to get a medal
Yes.
at the Worlds. And what an anchor leg, speaking of which, that's coming up next. He ran in the 4x4 for Botswana, running down Rai Benjamin. That was a hell of an effort.
That was nice.
43.53 he runs in the full lap. That's a national record. So I'm going to give out those awards quickly, if you don't mind.
That was nice. Those are
Okay.
excellent awards.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. Now let's run the anchor leg, wrap things up, and put a nice little cap on 2025. Looking forward to
A
that.
cleaning stage with Donovan Bailey is pouring it on.
All right. Well, Stevie, some might say Grand Slam needs a bit of a mulligan as well. I mean, great idea by Michael Johnson. Love the idea. It didn't work out. We all know that now. But before we talk about that, Athlos, NYC, they've come up with a great way to pay their athletes with this Cash App, money in their account right after they win.
Well, I mean, listen, Alex Ohanian, Serena Williams' husband, clearly is a business guy. He understands. He also understands rivalry and competition. I've spoken several times about the business model that he has of Athlos in New York City, showcasing the greatest female athletes in the world
Yes.
and paying them immediately. Listen, man, congratulations to him. Great competition, and also have signed, as you said. I mean, I think you passed this on to me. Definitely a sign. It's a Cash App.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So they've signed. Listen, great business, great partnership, money in hand. Congratulations, ladies. Go and get it. Go and perform in front of a New York City audience. This could. There's only very few cities in the world that you can actually have something like this. New York is one of them. Ladies, have fun, and it's clear that you will get your money.
Last year, Ohanian said 3 business days was too long for them to get their money. Grand Slam participants would say, I'll take it, because a lot of them still fighting to get their money. Venues still fighting to get their money at last check. But yeah, what does this mean for Grand Slam? I guess hopefully they can step up now as well.
You know what? I will never be critical of Michael Johnson starting
Exactly.
the Grand Slam series. I will never be critical of a new idea. I'm an investor. I'm an investor in startups. I build businesses. I build business to sell. I build businesses to keep and run. So I will never ever be critical of Michael Johnson starting this. However, I think that obviously the business model seems to be a little flawed right now. Obviously also there's not. I think that maybe cash needs to be in place, much like what Alex has in at Athlos or the Diamond Leagues have. They have money in hand before the athletes show up. The athletes are the commodities. I did read that Michael has gained financing. I think that's awesome. I think the greatest thing that you can do now is to revert back to the invoices that you have and pay the athletes what they're owed. I mean, these are the greatest ambassador of our sport, and these are some of the biggest names because Michael went out and signed the biggest names, which is great. But yeah, I heard he secured financing. I heard he's going to be paying the athletes. Congratulations, Michael and the Grand Slam crew. I hope this all can be wrapped up and we can and hopefully by next year this is a distant memory, and whether that's rebooted or not, I'm going to be supportive of it. If it's rebooted, I'll be supportive of it. If it's not rebooted, then I'll be supportive of the fact that Michael and his crew decide to inject new life into parts of making our sport better, and also putting more money in the athletes' pockets.
Yes, all for trying, all for trying. And
All for
hopefully it works, right? Before we put a cap and a wrap, got to throw this your way. We know we're all about track and field, but a couple of Canadian throwers, we got to give them the final word.
Oh, wow.
Cameron Rogers, she is unbelievable. Seems like she's throwing world titles and record-setting marks every week. And Ethan Katzenberg, same thing. So I will toss it over to you and give them some love as we wrap things up.
Oh man, the throwers first of all, we are the throwing nation. I mean, and Carmen and Ethan are the top of the top, and we must give them their flowers. And they, by the way, speaking of queen of throws, and speaking of king of the throws, I mean, they all of that came back north. That came back to Canada, bro. So
yep.
I mean, I'll send a note to both of them. Both amazing athletes. There's some incredible young throwers in Canada. I mean, Dylan Armstrong is doing a fantastic job coaching, as well as the other coaches that are out west. So yeah, I mean, shouts out to them. There, like I said, there's a couple of young throwers in Canada that now believe that they can be the greatest in the world. So again, man, congratulations to them.
So many accomplishments over 2025. We can't possibly list them all. If we forgot any, we apologize. Congratulations to all the athletes, all the participants. We appreciate you, the viewer, the listener, for being a part of this podcast. Continue to like, share, follow, download, subscribe, as we say. We're not done for 2025. We're going to pop up here and there when some pertinent news does come about, but we're just done for now in terms of what happened on the track. Want to shout out as well, DB, our producer, our fearless producer, Toronto Mike, for all of his love and support over the years. I'm going to toss it to you to put a wrap on 2025. DB, it's been a lot of fun. We're not done. We're just stepping aside for now, but we will be back, obviously, kind of here and there type thing.
Like Jason said, we're not going away. Continue to like and subscribe.
That's right. Thank you for the company.
Shouts out to our sponsors, the Great Canadian Sauce Company. Go to their website.
That's right.
Buy pods. And we'll probably have some more sponsors next year.
Yeah.
But until then,
hit us up.
Peace out. Oh, geez.